What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. MTG here with another episode. If you're new to the channel, hi there. So today I have right here the Samsung Galaxy A53. It's been out for quite some time now, and I want to talk about 3 reasons why you should avoid picking this up, why you should not pick up the Galaxy A53. Now, I do have my review and 3 reasons of why you should pick up the Galaxy A53. I'll be leaving links of those videos in the description down below, but this one's going to be a little of a controversy of some things that some might not agree with, and that is perfectly okay. And if you want to check out the wallpaper on the Galaxy A53, it is my latest wallpaper. It's called Drip. I'll be leaving links in the description down below. But without further delay, let's dive right in. Okay, so reason number 1 is going to be the speed. Now, I don't want to compare this to really flagship devices like the S22 and its bigger brothers because they're different categories. This is a mid-range device and those are flagship devices. But even if we bring in last year's Pixel 5a and this year's Pixel 6a that rocks Google Tensor, it just knocks them out of the ballpark. They are much more fluid. Even the Pixel 5a from last year with its 60 hertz panel is much more fluid and intuitive than the Samsung Galaxy A53. This just feels really slow and sluggish, and I did change the animation speeds at one point and I thought that would help, but it didn't. This didn't help at all. It's just been really slow. I mean, it gets the job done. That's not the thing. It's just super slow. It has an Exynos 1280 chip. I mean, they could have just thrown in some like Snapdragon mid-range, maybe a Snapdragon 7 Gen 1 instead of like the Exynos chip, but I don't know why they went this route. But performance has not been great, and I'm not comparing it to the flagships because that's obviously not going to be fair, but even comparing it to its mid-rangers, Pixel 5a, Pixel 6a, which has Google Tensor, a flagship chipset, even the iPhone SE3 that has the A15 Bionic chipset, that's the same chipset found in the iPhone 13 series, and they're all priced around the same, $400 to $450. I mean, for that price, you would expect a little bit more. Even Nothing Phone 1, which is not coming out in the US, that looks even snappier. I've not tried it out, but from reviews and whatnot, even that looks snappier than this, the Samsung Galaxy A53. And I'm saying this because I use this device and I quickly had to swap out of it because I've just been used to snappy and quick performance, and this has just, it takes like an extra like 3-4 seconds to get things going. It does have 5G and everything like that, but it's just not as smooth. Even having 120 hertz on this doesn't make a difference. I'd rather prefer a Pixel 5a, especially when it comes to speed. Number 2 is going to be its competitors. I think Samsung, in the mid-range market with their Galaxy A53, I think they could have done better. I really do think they could have done better. Their flagships are really good. The S22s and the S22 Ultras competing with the iPhones of the world, the Pixels of the world. But with the Galaxy A53, I really do think they could have done better. I would personally, say their competitors are much, much better. Pixel 6a has that Google Tensor chipset. It has really, stellar cameras. It has stock Android, iPhone SE3, A15 Bionic chipset, super fast, and it's around the same price. And then we got other devices like the Nothing Phone that's obviously not going to be released here. And then we have some mid-range OnePlus devices as well. So there's definitely a lot of competition. And for those who are in the US, the main competitors here are going to be Pixel 6a and the iPhone SE3. And I would definitely, take a look at all 3 and which one fits the best for you. And that's, Samsung, you have to realize that there's competition and you can't just, you have to throw out a really good mid-range. The mid-range segment needs, a lot of effort put in, and I feel like Samsung just didn't put in the effort that was required in the mid-range segment this year. The third and final reason that I think one should kind of reconsider or not even pick up the Samsung Galaxy A53 is going to be the build quality. Yes, it's a mid-range, so yeah, it has plastic all over, but it just feels really flimsy and just like, I don't like, how it feels in the hand. It feels like a cheap phone. I mean, $450 retail price. I mean, you can find it cheaper nowadays, but even for that retail price, I should be, getting a little bit more. Even like the iPhone SE, $430, outdated design, that feels much better in the hand. The Pixel 5a from last year, this is a plastic build, but this even feels better in the hand, much better than the Samsung Galaxy A53. Samsung really kind of downgraded this year with the A53 compared to its predecessors like the A52 and A51. I just, Samsung, please put in more effort into the mid-range segment. There's so many competitors out there that are providing, a lot for its money. And I feel like I'm not getting what I'm paying for. For $450, I feel like I'm not getting that. At least, I know it's not going to be like glass and aluminum or stainless steel, whatever, but at least make the plastic a little bit more premium. I don't know, like the Samsung Galaxy S21, which had a plastic back. Maybe you can do that this year or next year, at least with the Galaxy A54. But I was really bummed out with the build. I haven't had any issues. Like, it didn't crack. The screen didn't crack. I mean, I take good care of my phones at least. It didn't really have too much of an issue there. But nonetheless, I was expecting more for what I paid for. $450 a retail price is definitely, it's not cheap. It's an expensive device. And that pretty much wraps up this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to superman that like button, comment down below, and best of all, share this video because it really does help out the channel a lot and will help push my content out to more people. Anyway, that's been it for me, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.